double lightning. They have Zeus plus Maelstrom. How can you lose? How can you lose?
Well, once they get the Maelstrom, then they can't.
Exactly. Until then, can lose.
The battle begins.
Back a little bit here, and look like
Combo.
for OG.
Yep, game's over.
Сейчас поиграем.
So yeah, Taiga's going to be forced back a little there. On the Rubik together with DM. That for, you know, a lot of this, we've seen Bet.io odds. It's kind of been down in the dumps right now, the bottom of the pack. But because everything is so close right now in Western Europe between they could still hypothetically make it to the major, I think. Like, there's some crazy shenanigans that can happen with all of, like, the trade out in terms of stuff, but they need to get a win. And for Nigma, they're in a really strong position. It looks like playing again with this smart Timbersaw. Break out of his shell and
it's just by far his best hero, right? The Timber and the Razor have some harass on top. Also, Amar and BZM, they played in the same team like 1 or 1.5 years ago before they both got recruited to OG. So I think them matching up in the mid lane against each other in an actual Div 1 game like 2 years later is actually pretty hilarious to me.
You know what's interesting?
Dyer's
That you can kind of already tell at the beginning, not that much the all chat going between these teams at all. There was a couple tips that brought low by Chu, but feels like they got their game faces on.
Yeah, as they should, right? They had a couple days break, you know, kind of, you know, work around something, try to be like, okay, this is what we need to do. But I feel like for OG, even though the draft looks a little wonky, maybe, you know, I can see some of the ideas behind it, and I feel like that DM should be having a good time. Like, if he gets a couple levels, Spectre, Undying, what do you really do? I think eventually Nigma might have to do some lane swapping where Amar goes bottom, Spectre goes mid. Taiga taking a bit of a beating from good old zombie man who doesn't love Undying.
Tried to do some blade pulls. Not going to work out that well. It does mean that it's going to be on Sumail versus getting the better end of that. Or 7-1. Creep wave actually don't. That's a double.
Never mind, just lying a little bit, but it's
That's
okay. As DM, yeah, I feel like he should be set up for success, double wave coming into him. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this master to do well, speed up the game, and then you have the Zeus ult with that too. So yeah, I think OG, if they can, they kind of need to hit those timings though.
A lot of jumping around in this lane. Bows, you got the rebound, you got the leaps,
The cookie,
the toss.
actually, the quad bouncy. It's a bing bong lane. I like that.
The Axis is never going to recover. Yeah, it looks like Taiga again going to try and go over there and disrupt things. At the very least, it is keeping that Undying off of his master, which is helpful, but yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely good for OG. I would say that they prefer the lane being 2 1v1s instead of 1 2v2, because now that DM has hit level 3 with his 2 levels in board, he should start not only out CSing Sumail, but also now they can go and actually force a dual lane. So I like that Taiga is coming back again, because this is the timing for Beast to actually be a hero in the lane.
now Kuro's still trying to contest against that pressure that basically just has to expend his mana pool here.
And once they have double board, they're very strong. I do like that Sumail has a Ring of Passy to not only help himself with the spam, but also Kuro with the mana. We've seen it more and more on the carries, and it just goes to show you, Dota is a team game. You're just gonna win the lane on your own, get that mana for you and your bro, spam your spells, and maybe you can win.
Denied.
Or maybe you die.
Vision on him.
There's a Hawk too.
Trying to get him. The pullback. And the Fade Bolt, but they already have the Tombstone down. Taiga tries it down. Kill over 4 hit. Another time, I think we need to kill one of those.
Kuro does get to live. He's run out of tangles now though, so he's at least a bit low. And yeah, just to go back to the Mirana, I mean, we never really see this hero, but when you have some buffs, some sidekicks, you know, suddenly some heroes can turn from mediocre to pretty damn strong.
Like stat game. Agi.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That right now, she's quite well. All 3 of the lanes going into the favor of OG.
Yeah, I mean, they should be pretty happy, especially because so Beast already does well from level 3 on, so DM's gonna have a fine time. He's gonna hit this level 4, level 5, and once he gets like this Dominator, I really feel like Sumail's gonna be in a lot of trouble. So perhaps there's some natural lane swap. You hit level 6, you haunt, you get a kill. Now you stay top, and then Amar goes bottom. Because this Beast, if they don't address him very well, I think DM will pop this game right open.
That Beast definitely take over their game. Now, because he's sort of does mean that he doesn't have that stockpile of gold. Let's go back to an E.
Yeah.
And on the other side, there is some stacking going. Beginnings of it. Running back there and trying to build up an ancient stack. So that could be something to look for, an injection of gold from Amar later on, or potentially even a Spectre.
Oh, for sure. I mean, at least the one thing from DM is that he doesn't really need it. That's top. Hello, Bing Bong.
Yeah?
Well, two. Another
Okay,
one.
they're out of there. God, it's so crazy, like, escape that Marcy still has.
I kind of like this lane. I've played this one a few times, and if you have at least a little bit of synergy, you jump on top, then you just need to make sure you have the rebound or the dispose in a line with the arrow, and you can go for some plays. You pop out this lifesteal.
You played Mirana and Marcy, yeah?
Yo, I played this lane like half a year ago.
With Mirana carry?
I played some Mirana core and Marcy core, and every now and then, you know, you do some roll swaps. It did happen. No cap. No cap. No cap.
I thought this was...
Dire's
In
middle
competitive,
tower
maybe.
is under
Okay,
attack.
fair enough. Sumail still trying to stay there in lane, but now Amar hitting level 6, going to chase down BZM a bit. Who did manage to
Dire's
sneak
middle
away an
tower
arcane
is
rune.
under
So if
attack.
anybody gets too low, Kuro needs to be a little bit careful. They have the Thunder God's Wrath ready to go. Spammed out, and he's off the lane entirely.
I mean, Amar, he's played so many of these matchups where you're Timbersaw and maybe the first few levels don't really go your way, but then you get level 6 and you can slowly chip people out of their lane, and as you said,
Dire's middle
he's
tower is under
waiting with
attack.
his ult. He's so fine.
Got a good cookie in there too, but MC starting to be brought lower and lower. The toss back. Yuragi gets out of harm's way there. Nobody low enough to go for the Thunder God's Wrath. Does have another leap Starstorm if they wanted to go in for it, but crazy.
Quite the psycho play, you know, maybe it depends how bad BZM is feeling. You feel like yelling, bro, go. Oh. He found them on the map.
Yep. Scouting. Sumail. That get brought somewhat low down bottom after that Thunder God's Wrath, but he's just have those treads finished off and still pretty here.
It was at the very last second of his arcane rune, and he was checking also where Kuro was going to maybe find a ward. So okay, it was good. It's gonna have it up again in 1 minute. I mean, why hold it if no one's dropping low HP anyway? For now.
Now, does sort of
Dire's courier
play
has
slightly
been
less
killed.
afraid though.
Kuro bottom.
Now low, and that's actually going to be the first blood. So TM making that move. I talked about the Dominator and how strong this was going to be, and it's a double.
Well, that's an easy double.
Wow.
Right-click with your summons and leave green. And suddenly both heroes are dead. Into the tower push with the
Radiant's
siege.
bottom tower
Yeah, this is big.
under attack.
This is exactly what they needed out of DM. They want to even maybe make another Dominator takeover to secure that they get this tower. I mean, do you come back to lane it? Spectre, it feels scary.
I mean, Kuro is pinging for it. They didn't even use Roar. So yeah, they're gonna do a lane swap where Amar goes bust. I do think that this makes your map the easiest to play. So Sumail's gonna go mid, sure. And then they're gonna wait for the haunt and do that. But there's also ways where now as Beastmaster, you don't need to force a tower. You can keep farming. You can also maybe eventually go mid if Amar stays bottom. So there's ways to play around it.
Toss back, Yuragi trying to get away from him. Now the jump in, things
Sidekick.
get weird. The cookie, or excuse me, the arrow, GH. Pretty more. A little bit too scary with Kuro making the move over. Now, like Shadow to run away.
Gonna be okay. Dagger. Well, I mean,
Quite have mana for the Zeus ult.
yeah. And now it should quite enough damage. It has stacking beams. I haven't seen that one before. Pops back to base, drops a quick avalanche.
Across the board. Good. DM makes the
Radiant
move. Finds
are
Sumail. You want to leave the lane? I'm not going to let you.
Radiant's
The
middle
beast to
tower
you.
is under
Now
attack.
with that troll creep. Oh,
Radiant
this is really
structures
good
are
pressure.
fortified.
Okay, DM is hogging right now. So, like, sure, you defend my
Dire's
tower, you know,
bottom
these
tower
Tide
is
Hunters,
under
these
attack.
Timbersaws to try to put a stop
Radiant's
to you. I
middle
mean, I can just
tower
go
is under
somewhere else.
attack.
Are you gonna TP again? Nope, you can't. It's on CD, goes mid, roar, kill. What, mid tower? Right, let's go.
Yeah. Just now,
Radiant's
Amar was
middle
able to
tower
bring on
has
out a
fallen.
TP to himself. It's a back off cooldown now, but as you said, push comes too quickly. And if they want to, I mean, sort of pressuring out this jungle, farming it up, it feels like a lot of different options for him. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing great. Now they can take over the enemy woods. Suddenly now, Amar doesn't feel too nice around bottom. Lost his mid tower, doesn't really see where the Zeus. So yeah, very nice. Like the last couple of minutes for OG were amazing.
Well, there is still this sort of looming threat of a Spectre coming online, but if you can shut him down pretty well like that, oh, he's in trouble. Chakram, everything thrown out. Yeah, he's in a world of hurt. Needed that haste turn for himself, but instead,
Radiant's
they turn now, try and bring down Amar. But it's not going to work.
Middle tower is under
Taiga
attack.
can't stop it, and in fact, Amar
Radiant's
still
bottom
chasing
tower is
for
falling.
this Rubik. Him lower and lower, but won't be able to get the kill. That does free up space for MC to die up top.
Yeah, I mean, you have all this super high attack speed with the sidekick, so Yuragi is actually dealing damage as a Mirana. You don't see it too often, but Amar with the fast fingers gets himself a haste into a pretty well-needed kill on BZM here.
Now that space
Radiant's
did free
top
up
tower is under
DM
attack.
to take the bottom tier 1 tower. One already claimed, and now back in the jungle, continuing to farm up, and he's the top net worth in the game. Said that he could pop off in this one. He's definitely doing it.
Oh, he is delivering right now for sure. And if we look at Yuragi, he's having a good game too. He's barely below top net worth. Once he has Maelstrom, you know, he can join his team, he can farm fast, and they have all these auras. So, no, Mirana isn't as slow of a hero if she gets buffed up by others. And, well, we're going to watch that in this game, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, and, well, Sumail, he might get dove underneath the tower here. Thought about the roar, but instead, Kuro came on in and was able to interrupt the smoke that was hitting in from BZM and Taiga. They will kill him off. Meantime, DM's still pushing bottom. There has not been any rotation to deal with this.
Kind of forced split. The Nigma are like smart enough not to pop it for now. Taiga is chilling on top of MC.
Oh, the arrow from downtown. Yuragi catches him.
No good.
That's going to be an easy kill. Take down MC. OG, they are absolutely cooking here.
They're really doing it. Now also Yuragi, there's an ancient stack. I guess Nigma want to farm this somewhat soon with the Timber. Like he's good. I mean, Sumail can maybe do it with like 2 blade mill usages and also the possessed mass. So we'll see how they want to go about that. But yeah, I feel like Nigma should think about those kind of soon.
Definitely can get stolen. I mean, I guess it's a little bit weird. Like you're saying, there's no Axes build really on this Master, just it. It might be a little bit tough to recover that right away. EM's going to come back with this again. They do have Glyph this round, as Amar is going to take out that Ancient stack.
I think it's good for them to take it just to like pump some network into their heroes. Then maybe in like 2-3 minutes you can fight, as they're also eyeing Sumail in the mid lane right now.
Radiant's
go?
bottom tower
about
is
it.
under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, with that level 3 Scatter Blast, it's a pretty nice window for them to make happen. They're just whittling down this bottom tower.
I mean, if they're going to get a tier 2 at this timing, that is very concerning for Nigma. Perhaps Amar should look to go down bottom and defend it, but maybe he feels too scared. He doesn't see the rest of them on the map. So yeah, this is just a tier 2 at 30 minutes.
DM doing everything that his team needs to do. They are going to actually move in towards mid now. As soon as the TPs start to come out, everybody runs away. At the same time, Yuragi comes back up top. So the sort of setup that they had there was to try and pressure the tower, maybe to get a kill. They don't find anybody, and they have already lost the tier.
Yeah, I mean, OG are just doing nice things around the map right now. Sometimes the best way to defend your tower is by going somewhere else. They go mid, you bait 2 TPs, now the top pushes over. Yuragi goes back top, chills a bit. So yeah, I mean, for Nick, they're gonna need to make space for Sumail. He's gotta become the big boy in this game. So I guess for them, I mean, if I'm MC, I would really want to use my ult. I don't think we've seen the Morty's Kisses in this game yet. Maybe it feels hard, you don't like have a blink, you don't have any clear initiation, but they're gonna go for a smoke up, and I think they're really looking to, yeah, sync up their spells and, you know, get something going.
It feels like a lot of it was done through. They're not really lacking for Mars there.
Yeah.
But there is that chance of tiny blink dagger eventually. He's still a long way away from it. Jumps forward onto Taiga, and Liv tries to get him away. Not going to happen. Second kill.
Well, that's at least a lot of damage. Amar sure knows how to press his buttons. What, Rubik next to 8 trees with max whirling depth Taiga. See you later, Taiga. But still, the map is all in OG's favor. They're farming some ancient stacks. They took over the enemy outpost. Yeah, overall just being chilling. 4k gold lead at 14 minutes.
This definitely looks like a sort of revitalized OG team. Playing around DM, getting a really good start. He's got the big golem now. So he's gonna run on in. Taking the outpost, obviously on Radiant. But could make some type of a play to kick them out of this area. Heroes, just DM Taiga.
Looks like that's enough. Like him just posturing aggressively is forcing them all to go out. At least Amar, he got to push in the lane all the way. His net worth is still very high. And Nigma, they just need more time. It looks like that feels awkward for them to play the map. There's no clear initiator as BZM up top. Poking a little bit more. Drew's coming as well.
There's no TPs available, so they're just going to take them. Easy kill. And Sumail wanting to find somebody here. Just no opening. Chu backs away.
1 second for rebound, my friends.
Nothing else there, though. Doesn't have anybody nearby to jump onto.
No friends, sad, just like me. Can't go anywhere.
Oh. Yuragi able to get the leap away, but now the smoke coming from behind.
Radiant's middle
Bringing in a couple of heroes ready to chase. If they can kill Amar, this would be tremendous. And they get in range. The arrow comes in afterwards with a cookie. It's actually going to be blocked off by a zombie.
Radiant's
Zombie
middle tower
spawn,
is under attack.
keeping him alive. MP barely keeping Amar alive there.
Kuro, the MVP. I'm pretty sure that arrow would have still connected on the cookie. They were like in the same line.
Yeah.
But then Tombstone spawns a random zombie to just soak it up. All right.
I mean, they still need to be careful. Chakram is stolen right now from Taiga.
They, honestly, OG are not lacking damage at all.
Okay, that's fine. Don't
Money shot, but no follow-up.
The gold lead keeps on building, and it's again 65k gold. Crazy, and they're just gonna head right on into the
I also like the item build coming out from Chu. I feel like the way to make support Marcy work is with the sidekick and then the drums. I think that's very cool. Like now you just aura drums and sidekick, so Nigma and the contest, maybe you just snap ult, try to force them out. Looks like they're just
Kuro goes Amar down bottom on that outpost, and now stolen kisses throws it back the other way onto MC. They're gonna be able to break it, but MC should go down right afterwards. The Moonlight Shadow saves Taiga's life. Another victory for OG here.
Damn, he didn't even die. He's gonna be able to hold the kisses for like one more fight. Yeah, so I think if you're Nigma, you can feel that it's not easy for you to play the map. Let's wait for GH to get his blink and then make some space on the map with, you know, blink combo. You get the snap ult, the haunt on top, because for Nigma, they need more time. They are not strong enough to fight into OG's ball right now.
Take a look, probably at 77%, and on top of that, like, trying to show up or find these pickoff plays. Doesn't look like it's worked out. Chu has a very aggressive move with Yuragi. Do they have the damage to bring him down with the avalanche? Quite look like it, but still showing Amar that it's safe for him.
I'm just seeing more confidence coming out from OG as in any of the other series. Like, even if you don't kill these heroes like these Embers and Timbers that are running down lanes, you're stopping them. Like, look, Amar, instead of running down the lane, he has to back off, find a new place to farm, and now him and Sumail, they're holding hands walking to the top lane. So at least now they're going to have to split, because we don't actually want to steal each other's farm.
I think so.
You think so?
See, but yeah, they're trying to take this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. They do bring back one. It's Amar. After he takes the camp, realizes he's did back mid. Everything's feeling a little bit disconnected from Nigma right now.
Dire's top tower is
Full
under
advantage
attack.
of this. They jump in again. A bunch of heroes nearby. A deep from Mirana, and gives enough pause to Nigma to not want to go in for the fight.
It's like this tier 2 is just gonna get chipped down for now. Can't really stop it. It's just everyone's hitting it. Sumail on top is being picked out by OG.
I mean, just look at how small this area is that they're allowed to play in right now.
Is under
It's
attack.
just this, like, 2 camps here, and then Sumail a little bit up on the top side, holding the rest of the map as OG.
I mean, you don't really have to scare it at all. Like, now maybe it's like, okay, it's hit 18 minutes. Last time we saw GH, he didn't have Blink yet, but maybe now he does. And he does indeed, so now you need to be a bit careful. Or maybe Amar to be careful.
Amar in trouble, and with the kisses and the Zeus ulti, going to be enough to bring him down. Spectre TP's out, but now just set up to go down another lane. I mean, they have 2 heroes at 10k net worth at 19 minutes.
Yeah, and if you wait 30 seconds, they've got a third.
Yeah, They are absolutely this game right now. It feels like, yeah, Chu playing this position 5 Marcy, he's making it work. I think it's really cool together with Mirana, like you're talking about, this sort of setup.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Mirana has a lot of attack speed, but she lacks the damage, and you always lose a lot of HP with Mirana, but you don't really want to buy life steal, you don't want to buy Lincolns, but then this sidekick, yeah, honestly, it just looks really cool. And not only that, you have the beast with you too. It's not very often at 20 minutes you say that we've got a top net with Mirana in our game.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Really having a good Yuragi, knowing what to do with the hero, and OG maybe finding some fight.
Radiant's
Another tier
top
2.
tower
How
is
about
under attack.
they're about to have killed every outer tier tower at 20 minutes.
Dude, this is
It's been a while.
I'm just thinking about Western Europe, like the standings now. We're gonna have to take a look.
I don't want to know.
Because it was already like 4 teams tied at 2. OG was at 1-4 or something, and now like there's going to be so many tiebreakers. This keeps on going like this. I mean, Nigma can definitely still pull it back. You got a Spectre that's looking towards late game. Almost got the Aghanim Scepter done.
It's still... So Sumail on spec, he can do a lot in this game, but I wonder if this Axe is the right choice. So Axe is usually the one that is like going to tempo up the game, help you join, but when you're down 8k, maybe he... I mean, he's banking on that once he gets it, they're going to win a couple fights, and they definitely need to.
Everybody down here on the south side of the map have Spectre, the hero that's not smoked. Not smoked. Side, Yuragi, Moonlight Shadow not up with the Avalanche, the taunt attack. This is not the hero you want to kill first. 40 seconds still on that Aegis. Yuragi looks like he's going to retreat, and Chu also able to get out of harm's way. The Atos, and now the arrow follow-up does manage to connect onto him. Yuragi is good about going in right now. The Aghanim Scepter done. They can maybe go for a snipe onto Yuragi if they wanted to. Yeah, to the side, they find him. Liam, he's gone. Oh, just like that.
That's a big deal.
That's a little ways away. Yeah, you lose that hero, all that attack speed gone, the auras, all the goodness.
Dire's middle
And
tower
250
is under
for
attack.
MC, who got the last hit, so yeah. He's got the mech, the pipe. Pretty good fight for Nigma. I mean, if they can take out DM at the start of the fight, to be fair, this is probably the only time they can do it, because he's very close to his BKB, but that was very crucial for them.
Right, and that is sort of, I think, a huge part of the difference making fights here, right? Snapfire, MC, gone for more of these, like, team fight-oriented aura. Fight with mech. They're in a really good position. And Helm of the Overlord, which is solid for Beastmaster, but it's not that, like, survivability.
Yeah, he definitely wants to finish up his BKB, then he can play more in the front. The downfall perhaps for Nigma a little bit. I mean, they are behind in the game, obviously, but when you have all these teamfight auras and it's not easy for you to take fights, it can start feeling really bad. Yeah. But I feel like Amar, who's working through this BKB, he might just have to... I feel like he has to take over the game the next 10-15 minutes, because Sumail, he needs more time.
It's not going to be. But, you know, you get to the Manta, then suddenly you're in a much better position. We hadn't really talked about it that much. We've talked about both these a lot, but the Mirana versus Spectre dynamic feels a little bit weirder than like other ranged cores against Spectre, I think.
I mean, Mirana has ways to like get away, right? You can always just leap. I would still say it's not... I mean, Spectre just kind of owns every range hero in the game, but out of all the range heroes, Mirana should be pretty okay, especially with some of the lifesteal and the auras we've talked about. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like if Yuragi can stay ahead, it won't actually be as bad as we may think.
There's smoke up coming from Nick. They don't have Haunt, but they do have the Shadow Step. And so they find him. They find Yuragi. Gone. Oh, that is maybe a sign of scary things to come. Gee. Play a little bit if they want to come with victory here. It's still 7k gold lead, but I just see these kills happening against the Spectre, and I'm really concerned.
GH is making some big moves. I'm pretty, like in the last fight, they got the beats. Now they just got the bottom toss into Ava. Yeah, this OG cannot let that happen a couple more times, because Sumail, his farm is ramping up. Amar closing in on his BKB, and yeah, I mean GH, he's putting in the work right now.
Middle tower has fallen.
Tower taken. First tower taken, as they've already lost 6 for Nigma. But still not an easy victory here for OG. Nigma, they can keep up momentum, space for Sumail to farm, feels like they could be on the path to turn this.
Absolutely. Looks like the, you know, maybe the Aegis on Spectre was correct. He already has a Yasha now. He can always follow GH on the combos, and it's like he's reading the smoke here on Sumail. He gets it. No one is really showing on the map, so very nice read by him.
That's one of the benefits, at least. Shadow don't have to invest in the smoke, but Roche capable of respawning seconds away. Of course, they're also taking away farm from him. Lightyear is Yuragi, and next going Daedalus, not opting for a BKB.
He's just going to have to make sure that he doesn't get started on in the fight. I mean, I guess it makes sense to not go BKB because one way or the other, if the Tiny initiates on you, you're going to drop so low that you can't really fight anyway. So I think he wants to play on his high range, just wait to see Tiny, and then with all these auras, never mind, swaps it to a BKB, I'm dumb.
You were just trying to make it sound good.
That's true.
Figure out a way why BKB would not be good.
That's very true. Thank you, Yuragi. BKB is great. Let's go.
Well, it's going to be a relatively long on here, 2.5 minutes.
That's a lot of time for Nigma to just farming, right? They don't really have to change anything that they're doing. They have some pretty decent vision as well. That's, you know, deep in the enemy triangle, one in the mid lane too. So for now, they might just chill a bit, and in 1 minute, they may have to really just swap sides. You can already see it being drawn on the map from GH. They know that Roche can respawn soon. They need to get some type of vision there eventually to then later on contest the fight.
Back up again, and now smoked up before. They are not smoked up, not looking together yet. Maybe coming out just in a second here. Wraparound coming. They don't have ward up on the high ground. Kuro. Thought it was just one, but then the double leap away keeps him separated. But then the second round, the shadow step there. Goes out the Lightyear trying to knock down Yuragi, able to escape. The zombies were chasing him. Everything used the roar to jump away. I cannot believe he lived right there.
He lived? This is illegal that this guy is not dead right now. What the approach? He jumps into 4 heroes as a bottom. I don't know what happened, but my friend lived somehow. Well, at least Nigma gets to take over the area. For now, Sumail's gonna have to keep you away, but benefit, you know, of the Axe. He's gonna be able to rejoin at any point. Soon has Manta. Now OG. Hello.
Careful there. Catch him. Kuro's gonna die.
He vanished.
Not have long for this world. I mean, with no Shadow Step, with no Disruptor, or excuse me, Spectre ulti. Rough.
There's a Disruptor on this one?
Stop it. Why?
All good, all good. It happens. Roche is up soon. 40 seconds. I mean, OG, when they see that little Roche, it's gonna die really quick.
Yeah.
You have Marcy ult, you have Sidekick, you're gonna have drums. Solar Crest about to be finished as well on Shu and like 200 gold. So just all in on these auras, because Marcy as a support, what do you really do? You buff up your range friend and you hope that he just claps everyone out of the game.
Now, the one thing that is a little bit tough about this, of course, is that it is going to be everything back up for Nigma.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that they're going to try and get together again and go contest your number out. That we're together again. Probably jump into 4 of them.
Hopefully not.
Ooh, that's Manta done though for Spectre too.
Oh, I mean, eyes on GH. He's been delivering and he may just do it again.
Roche just disappeared as Nigma walked into the pit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Themselves, Sumail was there with Manta.
Yeah. If Sumail was there, maybe they would think about it, but he's still playing against like, hello.
Finding DM, BKB gets off, able to walk away, keeping himself alive, and then the Taiga lift. Mark is going to get roared, the jump forward. Yuragi doesn't have much damage to go through the BKB. He's still just trying to punch him. They back out. Long duration, and Sumail to back away too. Chu still looking for the chase here with GH. Arrow goes out. Long range, but not kill. Yeah, he's just going to reset now. Another one. Another. Pulls it. Taiga dead. Does have buyback. Might need to use it now. Yuragi finds enough to kill off GH. That's their team fight. And the chase forward. Not afraid of that much else in this game right now. Look at the sidekick damage coming from Yuragi. Still not enough. The follow-up isn't there. Using for the moment on Kuro. To the buyback from Taiga, they would love to be able to get something from this. See if they can actually take Roshan. Sumail still has on.
Yeah, Sumail's top network right now in this game. OG should probably look to force something. There's No BKB on Timber. Tiny is dead and no snap kisses. Looks like they want to
Radiant
take
are
over.
scattered.
Really good board. Going out first. Still, they got him there. MC starting to drop Burrow down low, and they bring him to kill. And trying to find Sumail. Sumail, there's nobody to escape to him. Sumail jumps away for the moment, but they bring him down. They brought numbers on OG, and so they'll lose Taiga, but get the big kill, and Pearl also dies.
Blake near arrow.
Dude, these keep on dying. One after the other, the roar is there. Yuragi gets tossed forward. Amar tries to get away. No more leap charges, though, and that gets one back. Gage will be going down, but 4 dead, and that's Roche.
Now,
Anyone else want to die, or is it over now? That was a long, I mean, yeah, long fight. OG are gonna, that's just a free Roche. And here comes the sidekick. Yuragi is gonna be fully I mean, he has a paladin sword as well. And he is starting to hurt.
an easy shot.
Yuragi does some really good damage there. Well, with all that stuff, Solar Crest 2 on 2, they're rarely seen a much appreciated item.
Yeah.
Yuragi and also
Oh, he took the shard.
Let's
The cone leap. I love it. Can't wait to see it. They did buff it. Right. A little more damage and a little more wave distance.
wave. I'll also say that just the biggest thing about this to me is always the full bleed charge. Yeah. Like arrow, things start to feel pretty bad. Sumail, the one there, realizes that he can't stick around any longer.
Another girl.
Arrow gone.
Look, OG back to dominating the map, and also this ward you mentioned earlier, it really helped them in this prior fight that they have laying there in the top lane. And now OG, 12k gold lead. You've got the Aegis. Maybe you invest in a gem, or maybe you count on DZM to kill every ward. You keep shrinking the map, and from then on, it's gonna be very hard for them to play on this map right now.
Just heard in the Bet.io odds. Now very much favoring OG after a good solid couple of minutes from them. I still can't help but feel like there's the danger of
Spectre?
Sumail getting late game, but I'm less trepidatious about it. Sumail's going in for that hex. That could be a pretty good way to shut down this Yuragi.
I mean, to be fair, the Sumail, like, his scariness is coming in waves. Like, 5 minutes ago, I was like, okay, they can actually do it. Now, yeah, I agree with you. It tapered down a little bit. I mean, let's look at their items. Mar has a blink now, trying to work on a Shiva. I feel like the next item timings aren't that scary. Like, if I look at Nigma, it's like the Shiva's on Timber. I feel like MC is kind of peeking, hoping to win some fights with his auras. It's gotta be Sumail, who just swapped his quick up for Radiance.
Okay.
Doesn't impress me too much, as they're looking for a hit on him.
Well, this could be quite bad if they lose him right here. He's not going to be getting anything. So Sumail
Blake near arrow
dropped, and well, that keeps him alive. But yeah, this is a serious problem when your Spectre's dying right there.
In front of your tier 3.
Yeah.
And not the place to die.
16,000 gold from OG. After a very disappointing season so far, looks like they've found somewhat of a groove here. Starting to work well, all off the back of this Beastmaster. Set the tempo early.
Yeah, things are really coming together. Some of them had like maybe one death in the mid game, but since then, very clean from all of their cores. And Nigma, how do you take fights? I feel like you need to try and go in with GH, get a combo off with the Kisses, Shadow Step, maybe kill a hero and back off, or force a BKB with the Shadow Step and then do it again as MC. It's gonna be okay.
Or you can bait them into going in with no mana.
That helps. Or dive your fountain, that's the next step. They do have pause. Oh, they got the illusion! That's it.
No, that's 40 gold.
That's value. Who got it, Sumail?
Uchi.
Big.
Yellow
Next item. Gonna get closer to the Shadow Amulet. Very big.
Oh, okay, in a good way.
Actually, in a good way. We're not in your pubs.
Yeah,
cool.
fine. All good. Still underneath the hawk here. Still thinking about that Radiance, which, I mean, for what it's worth, I think that there is a good amount of value of trying to, like, disrupt the initiative.
That should help. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So never mind.
Yeah.
Not a good point. he is gonna cancel the future Undying that will come out that aren't out yet.
I like that.
I love that. Or he wants to burn them with fire.
That's true.
That's very good.
Radiant
Then they have
are
double
scanning.
fire burn with the gloves and the radiance. And the flamethrower on Timber.
Oh my god, so much fire! Beautiful. The other thing that later on is fire, and then you don't have side.
It's actually not that bad. I mean,
Radiant's
perhaps he wants
top
that
tower
against
is
the
under
E-Blade
attack.
from BZM later in the game. Because I have seen that split a few times. If that's the reasoning behind it, then I'm actually on board. Figured it out. Just had to talk about some fire, flames, and point circles.
Well, a smoke up gets Nigma out onto the map and about to expire. Aren't going to be
Shadows take us.
pedal to the metal yet. Going for a Moonlight Shadow play. Buddy down bottom and GA target Kuro. Found by DM. Punch. Root from the Hawk. The Roar. Take down the Undying.
Got a chilly Octarine core, so 45-second cooldown on the Roar.
Let's try to go for a snipe here. H, Abatos, Shadow Step.
So Mail get out. This guy's too tanky. Look at him. 2400 HP.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see how impatient. Yep, they're doing it.
Yep, Abatos. No, he misses the toss and now in trouble. Sumail's like, I'm out of here, guys.
Top tower
I guess
is
you got
under
the
attack.
trade.
He did get him, yeah. The Radiance, or not Radiance burning, it's just the illusion damage.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Got him though.
The Shadow Step, whatever. Somehow he still died pretty good. Manta illusion, perhaps. Yeah, honestly, good trade. I didn't think they could kill him all that fast, but they can. Bonus gold for your good old friend Sumail. Closing in on the Radiance now, 500.
Let's turn close to that. I'm also close to
They
like
saw him on a
Dire's
Hawk.
top tower is under attack.
He runs into him.
It's gonna be BKB, my friend.
Yeah, and just going to TP out. Wise decision.
Yeah. Can't blame Sumail there for not hitting him because Yuragi has 0 lead charges, but Sumail doesn't notice, also didn't have Manta. Either way, they kick him out of the triangle, force him back to base, he uses BKB. I must say that Nigma are doing a pretty good job at not losing too many heroes on the map overall. You're 17k gold behind against the Zeus, Beast, and Moonlight Shadow.
Right.
And look at the vision OG have on the map. Like, they see you leave your lane at any point. Top, mid, bottom.
I mean, the thing that's super about this is that this game is just in a state because you have what we know could become the biggest, strongest hero in the game. Male, but they're down 7. Keeps on missing his timber chains, I think. Keeps on hitting onto weird.
This eventually just gonna blink out and be like, I've had enough of this.
But like, if you look at the graph, this is sort of a testament to what we're talking about here, the win percentage one. Over the last couple of minutes, even though this net worth lead has exploded,
Yeah.
it's been a win percentage for Nigma during that same period of time.
Yeah, it's trickling up, and honestly,
Radiant's
it's
middle tower
just kind of
is
true.
under
Sumail is
attack.
just still, scaling, as is Amar. I do think, like, you're far ahead, but...
Find him in trouble, leaps to get away. Find enough to escape from there. Trouble now. Stuck around a bit too long and gets punished, but Taiga also goes down. Got brought down by just a quick little jump from those hits. So on you, find the snipe on the Rubik.
Yeah, these illusions are just damn good. Amar, gonna be okay. I mean, even though OG are so far ahead, when you play against these lineups that Chandra often have, or now we see it on Nigma, they have this very threatening kill combo on the map. Like, your net worth doesn't matter when a Tiny is comboing you with the Spectre coming in, suddenly you just die.
Ward again. Amar spots that they're there and almost able to catch him. I mean, if he didn't have like vision down right then with the gem, that very easily that.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see this gem on Nigma. Usually when you're very far ahead or even very far behind, you need this gem. Like, you cannot run through vision, suddenly you're just gonna die. So, I mean, I'm surprised Nigma are the ones to pick it up first, but credit to them.
Right. Now, getting vision in pit, they see that Roche is up. ECM on the mana. Takes out that Hawk. Some of the vision. gotta be careful with this. I mean, we've seen so many games get thrown by fights in these Roche pits.
Yeah.
If they are not careful, this could all go downhill for them on the side of OG. They're positioned around to defend it, but it drops really quickly on this Roche.
Honestly, they might just look for a seal. You have the snap ult to give you vision. You're going to have the shadow step to just go in, try and snatch it and get out. So OG, they need to be on point with this one.
And as soon as they do it, the Zeus ult comes out. They're going to be able to get away. Amar, he's going to get rooted by the bird off to the side. In the end, it is going to just pressure shard.
Perhaps it was a little too spooky. I think we're going to try it, so OG just going to grab a 3 Aegis. I mean, let's see what they can do with this one, because the last Aegis, they didn't do all that much just now, Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, it's weird because they started off in such a strong position early that it felt like they were just going to be able to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But now this to me feels like this third round with the items that they're getting, almost down on Marcy. This needs to be, if not a game ender, at the very least, massive structure.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 21k, and Mail is still, you know, continuing to scale. And yeah, I must say that Nigma are doing a good job in this game. I would like to see OG try and shrink the map more and more, as they are hunting for Sumail. They know he's somewhere. They saw him run through the Hawk.
They won't get him there.
That Hawk is spooky.
Is he really chilling? The Hawk's right by him. Some illusion. Oh, what? That shouldn't work like that. That really works like that? The Hawk hit an illusion and then it got triggered onto Sumail.
Did he use it on him, right?
He used it on him, but the Hawk actually hit onto an illusion. I think we'll get a replay of that later. As Sumail gets brought lower and lower. Oh, he's dead. It is enough for the kill. Pressure shard passed over and an easy snipe there from Zeus. I want to see a replay of that if we can, because I think that's what happened. The Hawk Sumail got rooted.
So I thought he managed it, and then they saw him on the other Hawk, and then they met. People are dying in the base.
Chu dropping down lower. Kuro gets low. Sumail buyback. Chu, the position 5, strong enough to get out of harm's way.
He just runs it off. That's huge. They killed Sumail and forced his buyback. I mean, that's one way. Start using your first, 2 minutes of the Aegis. OG have got to be very happy with that one.
Plays.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I guess maybe don't need structural damage done if you can buybacks out of a carry.
Absolutely. I mean, now also you have the higher sidekick dice talent. I mean, you've had that for a while, but overall, yeah, Yuragi, he's just being pumped out with all the more buffs and buffs, closing in on a silver edge as well. Added break against the Timber and the Spectre, most notably. So yeah, things are definitely coming together.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, eat away at this one. They do have Shiva's gun on Amar to help deal with that lifesteal, but as we saw in the last fight, sort of a weird dynamic where
Radiant's bottom barracks
he gets that BKB off and starts punching. Damage. Apple Chew manages to get out of there. Oh, but does finally die. Sumail able to bring him down. Now the roar onto Sumail. Blade Mail out though, and the buyback on GH. Out from here. About chasing Yuragi. Get away from him there for the moment. The damage is out. The arrow's not going to quite connect. GH another round of the Avalanche. EM chasing and trying to back away now. Trying Kuro. Doing some good damage. Them low. Sumail jumps into everybody. Pause from Taiga. Yuragi has to back away. Still has that Aegis. Still has the BKB. Out of leap charge the first round of it. What more can they do? Jump away from BZM, but Yuragi, he didn't get his BKB off. And as you said, no leap charges. He needs to do this all alone. Although the crit damage comes out. He takes down one. He takes down another. No. The TV out will not be successful either. So just like that, OG, they're going to lose what looks like 4. Although Chu wants to get one bring down onto MC. It's not going to be enough in time.
Oh, Lee Basado. That's a big fight for Nigma. Oh, damn. Like, a few minutes ago, Sumail just died and fought back.
Yeah.
Now he has 5k gold on him. Amar really popped off in this fight. Next fight that's about to come up, it's going to have a Blink Hex. People need to be very careful now on the OG side. Blink, Hex, all the burst damage with follow-up kisses, Avalanche, Shadow Step. You will die in 1 second if you're out of position.
Getting closer and closer for MC to start becoming the core. Take a look at this play here of that last fight and how it all went down. And, you know, you can see they're covering each other really well. All these force staffs, the cookies, and that tombstone down in the midst of it all.
I mean, Amar, I like that he initiated the fight, but he didn't change all the way into the team, but upwards. Like, enough to bait them to stay around, but for him to still be able to go back and then come back in once again now. This is just some beautiful team fighting from him. Also, the spell usage here. So, yeah, honestly, Nigma are picking up a great fight.
Even down 20,000 net worth. Does sort of become all the difference if you can manage to burn down Yuragi in that sort of first initial kickoff at the start of this fight. Hell, we'll see. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned for OG and for Nigma. It's all coming together now. This fight might start to become a little bit easier than the last.
No, you're not wrong. Amar and Sumail are still scaling shit on, really. There's a Roy.
On to Kuro though, so they won't find anything after. Oh, Mar misses the chain. Wait. Okay, now
KB forced.
KB. Mar able to.
Still pretty good. Should allow OG to take over more of the map. I mean, Roche is still a while away. As Sumail, he skipped going DKB to buy this Hex. And honestly, I'm a fan. Like, having this aggressive mindset right now to just keep punching out onto OG and try to go for one of these 1-2 quick jumps and plays, it can really change the game within 1 or 2 minutes.
Yam also has a Hex completed. A couple of those late game items really became problems with heroes. We'll have to see though if they can find that initiation or if it's going to be to get picked off.
That should help.
Mill obviously cannot start a fight and really identify who to go on. It's going to be an interesting couple of minutes. The game definitely feels like it's taking a turn.
Yeah. OG need to make sure that they fight on vision and don't allow to fight somewhere against Nigma where they can just clearly see them. Amar sitting on a ward.
From out, down, no BKB available, dead in a moment. Hiroki just going to get demolished there. The couple last arrows going out isn't enough to bring him down. But it is the gem stolen away. Victory for...
Very big kill. Just great ward. It shows Amar still didn't have his BKB. Tiger going in with the lift. And I mean, yeah, when the map just kind of gets held in this way, I mean, Nigma did way too good of a job earlier to not bleed any kills against all this aggressive vision and jumps and hogs. So yeah, Amar's gonna fall. New gem picked up by Kuro.
Now back to its 5,000 gold piece and ready to maybe knock on the front door. Roche, 40 seconds till capable of spawning.
Radiant's top tower is under
hold
attack.
on at this point. They're going to take away that vision from the Hawk, but still, he's away with this from range. Oh, geez, they're getting a lot done. The Hawk is going to land there. Will get taken out before it lands onto him. Taiga hiding through the side. Will manage to get the ward there.
Are under attack.
That's just, it's just a 450 damage Mirana with 20 billion buffs hitting a rack. So yeah, kind of free for OG as Amar's dead. Doesn't really want to buy back. It's a bit of a sussy fight. And Haunt, yeah, 1 more minute. Perhaps then, you know, Nigma might look to make an aggressive move. Or perhaps about for the Roche respawn, which is in, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Yuck.
Radiant's top
Definitely
barracks has fallen.
So next couple of minutes here, we talked about what they need to do in terms of Nail trying to find one of these targets. For OG, do you think that they want to play aggressive on the map? It feels like there's moments picked off and they're kind of spread.
As long as they play in groups, they can stay together. As Nigma, they don't want to wait at all. They're going to 5-man smoke it up right now.
High shot, arrow. Yuragi. Taiga, that's going to be the first one found. What? The blink to the side of Mar didn't see him. He pops that BKB very early. Tombstone down. That's going to give a lot of vision. They find Chu right at the start, but able to be kept alive. Oh, the save was there from Taiga. So much damage out there. Mar's already at half HP. The start to fight Yuragi. He's found Sumail. They won't be able to chase him down anymore. A couple more hits and is the double crit. Take down that zombie man. Chu turns the fight there onto GA. Sumail trying to get on top of anybody. They can't find a target.
I mean, when OG stay as a ball, there's just so much damage coming out. And they can all save each other. At some point, I was just looking at the Zeus ult, which took like, what, 35% of Amar's HP? It's a 4k HP Timbersaw.
Much. You know, thinking that there could have been a Roche respawn. It's not going to be up for a while, as we said. damage that Spectre and Zeus have done in this game. Mirana, you know, not too shabby either.
Honestly, these damage numbers are really high. If there's no Zeus Spectre in this game, I think Yuragi would be topping off these damage numbers right now. But yeah, Nigma, this next Roche fight, I feel like you need to contest it. I think if you give up the next one, you're going to be down like 30k gold, and it's going to be really hard. Maybe talk about how do we take this next fight? Want to save buyback, or I'm going to buy out my BKB, and that's how we fight. Because this, what is it, 4th Roche? Yeah, it's a big one.
It's huge. We're getting closer and closer toward like some of the 60-minute items.
Oh, here we go again.
Is there a chance? Who knows? Oh, but it feels like so much is going to be decided right here. BZM's Courier's actually had the refresher orb recipe on, so time without that. They did get a refresher done on its master. Looking at that, so lots of control with double roar and then of course double heat.
And lots of scaling going on for sure. Yuragi holding his DD rune. MC, you know, trying to scale as well. Has a taunt queued up for the 50 minutes. Wants to get his level 25 of the multi-shot. Has the talents. Also has a data list. So, you know, he's quietly been scaling away.
Still very, very strong. Can make up the difference here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get here in time to contest for this round. So, lots of items to be given away. Who's going to be getting the Aghanims? Taiga?
Yeah, I mean, they're asking themselves the same question.
All right.
All right, Taiga it is.
Bells to steal.
Time to steal Chakram. Let's go.
Still might just die at the start of the fight if they decide to focus him.
Honestly, he can...
Yep, there it is. Oh, but the cheese eaten. Okay, Kuro's dead. Now tries to run away. Amar, KB out, is going to TP away. But already, MC is dead too, and DM was there for the roar. They bring down Amar. OG, after getting that Aegis, ready to try and run down a lane.
40k gold lead? Yeah, 40k gold lead with 3 heroes dead. I think you can start running down a couple lanes. First buyback, second buyback.
No buyback available for 5 minutes on the Undying. Yuragi throws out those arrows. They're going to have to play a little bit of dodge games, but tier 3 tower is going to drop. And for the side of Nigma, is it going to be enough? The Hex was there, but Smil finding that backline, trying to take down BZM, but the Glimmer comes out, and that's going to be enough to keep him alive for the moment. Yuragi still dropping low. Satanic can heal back up. They brought back on the Zeus now. Taiga is going to die, does have buyback, using it now. Arrow follow onto Sumail. Yuragi feeding into him. The Spectre will get cookie until safety for the moment. They managed to kill off Chu, but yeah, MC is just going to get dropped. And with Nigma losing all of their heroes, now a creep wave getting away, it's just going to be run it down again.
Okay, I mean, Nigma probably have another fight in them. You know, GH has buyback as Chu is like, okay, bros, I'm coming. Let's fight before this one. And next Rax coming up.
But they don't have Haunt, but they do have Shadow Step. Find a good target there. With a lot of buybacks used on Mirana and Beastmaster now for the side of OG. Want to come on in and defend this. Sumail jumps in, finds a couple, but is hexed immediately. Amar trying to go for the back line. The force staff to get him out of harm's way. Sumail, low Sumail, they're protected. They don't have it. The arrow is going to connect. Yuragi finds his man and will kill off Sumail, but he has a buyback. And he is the only one left alive. I think that they can handle him here as they turn their sights on
Don't do it, Lyrical.
the tier 4 towers. And, well, Sumail, sell his blade mail, or no, water, something went on over there.
Some flying and setting stuff to try and 1v5. Not quite sure how he can hold it. Roar.
Roar's out. Still has his safety ready to go, but the Hex is there. They're going to die. GG is called, and OG come in as the bottom seed, take the game, and keep their hopes alive of staying in Division 1.
Yeah, what up now, Mirana haters? Honestly, this draft looked